What's up, you Weeb Trash? We're Weeb Trash as well. I'm Cody.
I'm Dean.
And I'm here.
Seve's back. He's not dead, or he's back from the dead. Dean was also dead temporarily, and I've got double depression, so we're doing great. It's a good podcast. The season has started improper. We've been getting dubs. Some things are on their second episode of dubs. So we might have a lot to talk about this week. I don't know if you guys watched a lot, but I watched a lot, so...
I did not.
Great. I guess
I watched two things.
what was it? Was it Overlord and something else?
Black Summoner.
Ah, okay,
First
cool.
episode.
Seve, what have you watched this season? Because I've watched both of those.
Wait, what did you say? What have you started watching?
Watched the second episode of Overlord, and then I watched the first episode of Black Summoner.
Okay, I haven't started either of those yet.
Great. This would be a good podcast.
You watched all of season 3? Didn't start 4?
I watched all of season 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
and I watched them within like maybe 3 days time, maybe. Was it last week? Because I didn't take my meds for like a week.
Of course.
And so that caused, like, instead of like being focused and wanting to do things, I was just like, nah, I'll just watch anime. And I wanted to catch up on Overlord. So like it was Friday or something I started watching, whatever day I texted you, Dean.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch some of it.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna rewatch starting at 3, but I was just like trying to think back and remember everything that had happened, and I was just like, it's been a while since I've seen all of it. So watch season 1. It's solid, still pretty good. It's a good season. And then I was just like, okay, well, let's see how far into season 2 I get. So I started season 2.
Yeah.
And it was like episode 2 maybe, and I'm just like, I'm done with this. So I was just like, and playback speed 1.5. So I then flew through half of the second season, and then the lizard stuff finished, and then it was just like what's his name, Sebes
and his little project or whatever he's got
Yeah.
going on.
all of that stuff following him, and then like the kingdom stuff with Brain and the useless kid.
The princess's puppy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And I was like, okay, like I'll watch Sebes fuck people up.
Hell yeah.
It was good. Then got through season 3.
All the CGI.
Also, yeah, yeah. I remember getting into season 1 and just seeing some of the CGI and being like, okay, yep,
Yeah.
that was all right. Whatever, dude.
There hasn't been... I don't think there's really been any in season 4 so far, other than
and
the
that's what I don't
intro.
get is like so like season 1, you had a few instances of some pretty bad CGI.
Yeah.
Which was like the bone dragon and stuff
Oh,
when
yeah.
fighting in the cemetery. Wasn't super great, didn't feel like it like super fluid. And then like the skeletons they were resurrecting or whatever, like it was just kind of like, this is not amazing CGI. And then you get into season 2 and it's like all the lizardmen stuff, and it's like, okay, but like they don't really use a lot of CGI during that, like those fights and everything. So it's just like, okay, cool. Maybe like they got away from the CGI, they realized like didn't look great. Even through the second half of season 2, like I don't think we got like CGI during like what's his name, Demerge, what Demiurge's, whenever he showed up,
yeah.
and everything was attacking and all that was happening, like I don't think they cut into any CGI at that point either. So it was staying pretty good. And then like season 3 happens, and I can't remember if they like tried to sprinkle some in here and there, but it was like as the season's coming to close, he's like, "Behold, like Ainz is like my power and all this stuff," and then he raises those fucking monsters.
Fucking goat things.
And it's just like, this looks like shit, dude.
Like the Empire's army also was like completely CGI
Yeah.
too,
No.
and it was just like gangly CGI men running around.
No.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
No,
Yeah, they carry that. I mean, we haven't seen any big like fights or anything in season 4, but
insignificance.
yeah, none. It's mostly politics, but there's.
Which I mean, we knew it was gonna happen because he's trying to set up a kingdom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah, love this part. But there's
Cody's
a
all
part
about
where
that.
like there's a bunch of the Riestes military behind the prince or whatever, and they're
Oh, yeah.
all CGI and they have like no faces.
Yeah,
Like they have a mouth and that's it. And you're like, why didn't you just push them further back and put them out of focus? Like that would have been fine.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be able to tell. But it looks so weird. I'm like, just can you stop? Because the like armored monsters and like some of the monsters in general in CGI look fine. A lot of them don't, but some of them do. And it's just a weird contrast of like, can we not at all? Please?
Because Skelly Knight in Another World, they also like switched to some CGI at weird times, and I was just
Yeah.
like, why? Like,
Some of Skelly Knights was
did
really
you run out of
confusing
money?
because it wasn't even like some of it did seem like, oh, okay, yeah, we're saving a little bit of money here, but some of it was
seemed so out of place.
yeah, so it was just cut in the middle of a scene for no reason. It felt like,
Yeah.
like, why did you just do both and that like the CG and then they hit like regular animation and we'll cut the CG in here, don't worry. It's like, why'd you do that? At least when Overlord uses it, it's always background shit for the most part. Like some of the things like the goats, that was just a weird thing. I don't know. I think in regular animation it
Yeah.
still would have looked like shit, but at least they would have looked less like shit.
I don't know if it was just the process of like, if they were like, oh well, these good things have to like oozes out and then like absorbs the army and then creates these goat creatures, and it was just like, that's gonna be way easier to do with CGI. We'll just do that. But I was just like, at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, I think the design itself is probably not great, but it doesn't do itself any favors in CG.
Yeah, so I finished that one. I guess from the last time I talked to you guys, I did finish Skelly Knight.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I finished Spy Family.
Hell yeah.
What else?
Did you finish Shikamori?
No. Last time I was looking, they had like episode 11 or something out.
Okay, so they've got
and
11 and 12, I think. So
Do they have 12 out?
Yeah.
I think I'm on like episode 9 still.
Okay, so I finished that and I was like, okay, I can say I'm done with it. I'm good. So when
Okay.
you finish, we'll talk about it in more detail.
Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I was kind of like just like watching it absent-mindedly for Overlord and wasn't giving it a bunch of thought because it was stuff I'd seen already. So once I finished season 3, I was like, okay, I need to wait and watch season 4 whenever I'm actually going to pay attention. Because like it was one of those things, like if I tried to watch it right then, I would have either just like gotten on my phone, gone and started playing like a game, like grabbed an instrument and started playing. Like I would have done something else. And I was like, no, I actually want to pay attention to what I'm watching. And I just haven't sat down and watched those. I should have done that earlier, but I forgot about them. I started watching a new one, and from what I can tell, it aired, I want to say last season. I think it was a spring series. But it looks like the dub is just now like coming out for it. It's called I'm Quitting Heroing.
See, is it on VRV?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've been wanting to watch it, but it's not on Crunchyroll.
So I've started watching that one. It's pretty interesting because it's basically like the big hero who defeated like the demon queen or whatever she is. It starts off with him like basically having like this whole like the equivalent of like a PowerPoint presentation of like why he'd be great for her organization.
Yeah.
And like part of it is just like, I know you're hurting on people right now because, you know, I defeated your army. But like he's got like like papers with like graphs and stuff and all this stuff, and she's like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And so later he like meets with like the four like generals underneath her, and she's kind of like recounting how he defeated them. But they're like, why do you want to work here? Essentially, you know, we were enemies. And he's basically going like on because he was even talking about like whenever he was working with his party, they just kind of held him back. Like a lot of times it was just like, gotta make sure they don't get killed. Like all the stuff that they're doing, like I could just do myself and better. And he most of the time defeated all these generals by himself. And they were like, why, what changed that you're now wanting to join the side of the demon queen? And he was like, well, after you guys were defeated, there was nothing left to defeat. And then everybody in the kingdom started turning to him. It's like, well, he was so powerful that he was able to like take down the entire army essentially by himself. Like, what would happen if he turned on us? And then like it just snowballed into that to where he became like super hated and was essentially like banished and exiled from the kingdom because of how strong he is. And so he was just like, I chose the wrong side to fight for it. So there's a lot of stuff that he's doing where he's just like, and it's a lot of like mundane like stuff. This is what he's starting off with, because like, we'll let you do like a trial basis. And all of the things he does, it seems like so like just like mundane stuff. It's just like, I think one of the first things is like, oh yeah, we gotta like, one of the generals like has to spend time out of day to like refuel like the like mana generators or something like that. So he's like, oh, I'll just attune to your like magic frequency and then I can get them done. And then like he's just like constantly like making the whole like all of their processes more efficient. But all the while like he can't be who he actually is, so he's having to use a disguise because the demon queen does not want him working there. So it's been pretty fun. It's pretty interesting so far. You know, it's kind of fun seeing like the hero to save the kingdom, and he saves the kingdom, and then it's that fear mongering thing, or it's just like, well, now that you've saved us, like, well, that they were the strongest things around, but if you've defeated them, that means you're the strongest thing. So now we're afraid of you.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the. Is it all dubbed or is it still
No.
coming out?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's coming out right now. There's only like 3 episodes out right now.
Because it's been in my list. I don't remember. It was like a month or so ago when I was looking up Isekai that was coming, or not Isekai, but stuff like that was coming out in that vein, and it was the I'm quitting hearing, but like I didn't know. I was looking up the Japanese name because it was all I had. I don't even remember what it was, and because I was reading it, I was like, I want to watch this show, but like it wasn't out anywhere. I was like, I guess it's just not airing out yet.
The Japanese name is Yusha Yamimasu.
Yeah,
I want to say.
But yeah, definitely need to start watching that because I've been waiting for that to come out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So far that's been pretty interesting. I came across it because I was trying to just find, you know, what's dubbed and coming out right now, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like I want to watch something. I want to see what's new that's coming out. but all the times I'm watching stuff in the background while I'm working, so I just haven't necessarily had time.
Like, I think Cody, you said you also watched Black Summoner.
Yep.
Yeah. So Seve, you probably watched. It's got one episode. It's coming out.
Okay. I'll add that to my list.
The best way I feel like I could explain it is it's Konosuba but not funny. And that doesn't sound appealing, but it's pretty okay.
Sound appealing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like so it's of course it's Isekai, which I've got the Isekai shirt on today. He's reincarnated, but he doesn't have any of his memories from his previous life. So I think that alone is already different. Apparently, he traded his. He's like, oh, I need more stats, and so he traded his memories of his life to get more stats.
Wait, so he was reborn into another world?
Yeah,
but he doesn't have any of his memories.
Yeah, he traded his memories for stats.
Oh,
he knows who he is, and he knows like his personality. He doesn't remember about his life before though.
Yeah, see, so he's still mad overpowered because he traded his memories to be overpowered.
Yeah.
And he selected his class as a summoner, and the goddess was like, "Yo, you can summon me, bro." And she's like in his head, so she's like, "Yo, you gotta rank up because you need to summon me. Let's go."
She's like, "But you can't summon me because your mana, your MP points are way too low.
Yeah, you're too weak.
Like, so you need to level up higher so you can summon me."
So yeah, if Aqua was actually useful and could be summoned.
Okay.
It's pretty
just
cool.
trying to like so much of like the whole like I think isekai genre is that they still remember where they came from, and some of it is just like, how do I get back home, or like I still remember all the stuff from my previous life.
Yeah.
That I can take some of this knowledge from my previous life to help me here. So if you don't have any of that,
nope.
You basically just have a dude that kind of has the grace of the gods talking to him,
pretty much,
and he's just overpowered. Like, there's
the first contract he makes is a slime.
Yeah, but it's pretty OP slime after he does the thing. So
there's what's that one? I think it's only dubbed right now. But it's gosh, the full name is like something like I grabbed a secondary class and now I'm some bullshit like that.
No, I don't know.
It sounds like an isekai, but I'm not familiar with it.
Do I have it on like my planned to watch?
I have no idea. But Black Summoner, it's okay. So like, it's pretty good so far. It doesn't feel too generic, which is good.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I'm confused sometimes with stuff like this because the Bros Isekai also does this, where it's like he's transported to a world that, from his perspective, seems like a game world.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the guild, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we menus and shit." And you're like,
"Yep."
Do they just know this is a game world? What is going on here?
So, one of the reasons I couldn't remember the name of this one is it's called My Isekai Life, I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world.
Nice.
Well, that sounds about right for an isekai title.
Yeah, but
too many sages. What's that other one? The strongest sage with the weakest crest, or something like that?
I don't know. From what I can tell, it's what was it? He learns he's like a monster tamer. Which is the weakest rank of adventurer, and with his skills, he tames a number of slimes around him, and with their help, he acquires magical powers and becomes a sage, a second profession that capitalizes on such potential.
Been a lot of
slime farmers,
or just
slime rangers. Sorry,
slime rangers. There's just been a lot of like Beastmaster stuff recently. Because Grace of Gods, he made contracts with slimes. Monster tamers, basically.
Yeah.
It's been more prevalent lately. It's like 4 different shows.
It's Black Summoner, yeah. Yeah, Black Summoner's pretty good. I mean, it's only like what 1 or 2 episodes in. I think.
Yeah,
one.
I think it's just one dubbed.
Yeah. But I mean, it's off to a decent start for 1 episode.
Devil's a part-timer, still not dubbed.
Yeah, still waiting on that. I think at this point I may have my like weeklies locked in, but I don't. I mean, once that starts, that'll be added. But I don't think there's anything else that I'm like, yo, when this gets dubbed. At least I can think of, except for the Kamen Rider anime that gets dubbed. I mean, for sure. Like I might just watch it subbed anyway. But was that? Did you guys watch anything else this week?
I watched like 2 episodes into Vinland Saga.
Yeah. Didn't you watch any more Vinland Saga?
I have not.
God damn it. Okay, that's fine. I don't
watched
think I
just
caught up
Stranger
to where
Things.
you were. So, God damn it, Vinland Saga is so good. I love Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still in like
Yeah, I
shit
mean-
Thorfinn phase. Like,
Yeah, it's not the best
Yeah.
in the first 2 episodes.
yeah, you're still a
think so.
baby Thorfinn. This is the dumb, weak baby Thorfinn.
And we all hate kids, so it's really annoying.
Oh wait, so is the main story following Thorfinn?
Yeah, the kid.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like for the first 2 episodes, it is kind of hard to tell, but like, yeah, he's the main character.
All right.
He grows up.
Yeah, they do time skips.
Oh yay, my favorite thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
What do you want, baby Thorfinn? 5-year-old
No.
Thorfinn?
How about we just follow fucking Thor, who's like we've already established as a certified badass.
Well, you know,
Well, he's
Also,
dead.
not
so-
the best businessman.
yeah, Thor's has to
Trading
take an L at
sheep
some
for this
point.
dying dude.
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
that's why Thor's takes an L because he's not the brightest. He got big muscles, but he kind of dumb.
He took more than an L.
He took
Like
several
30
L's.
arrows.
You know, and it's a lot of L's. But yeah, so he exists for a while. But Thorfinn gets cool. He's not terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a
I
fan.
think you have like another episode, or maybe. Yeah, I think probably just one
Probably.
more episode of
Yeah.
shit baby
The
Thorfinn.
last thing that happened was like basically they're going to war
Mhm.
or something. You see the dude that told them that he had to go to war, making deals with some bandits to kill Thor.
Yeah,
And then it cut back to little Thorfinn
yeah,
like beating up people.
yeah.
Because he's
Thorfinn breaking
angry?
that kid's arm. Hell yeah, baby Thorfinn.
And then being like, "No, the sword ain't gonna do. Let me go find like the real weapons."
It
And then
fucking
finds it, and his
would.
dad's like, "The fuck you doing, bitch?"
Yeah, yeah. I like the like. Is it like I went back to rewatch it when Dean said he was watching the Netflix dub, and I love that part. He just like fucking grabs the blade of that knife. Like, what you think
Yeah.
you're doing?
Like that.
Not necessary.
Yeah. Why did you?
There's no
to do
need for
that.
that.
We've established Thor's is fucking stupid.
You probably got episode 5 or 6 whenever he's a teenager.
Yeah, you'll
Maybe
get
has to-
to like.
After you can probably just skip to it.
Yeah, I mean, you probably kind of need to see the main event for Thor's.
I mean,
After that, yeah. I mean, you do get to
pretty
see him like kill a couple people before then, out of like
That's kind of like when the
desperation.
time skip happens is after Thor's
Yeah.
or Thorfinn gets his first kill.
Right now, the only thing Thorfinn has killed is my attention span.
Well, he'll probably do that for another episode, but then he gets cool, and then other people will kill your attention span, but not him because
I tried to start that Uncle Returns from Isekai World,
Yeah,
but I clicked it and then it was just like,
His subtitle.
Japanese.
yeah.
and then I was like, "Is there English?" And it said no, and I said,
Nope.
"I cannot watch this while I'm trying to do other things."
Yeah. Maybe that one will get the dub treatment next season if it doesn't this season. Hopefully, because I do want to watch that. I think that is an interesting kind of concept for Isekai.
Yeah, I'd definitely watch it.
Yeah. Okay, so that is
What?
that's all you guys have watched this week, just to be.
What else have you been doing? Did you do anything else? Play anything?
Shaved.
Gas station simulator.
We're playing gas station simulator earlier.
which is actually gets kind of bonkers.
Gets wild
How
in the gas
crazy is
station.
Well,
Have you been robbed
at
yet?
one point you have to you get like a car wash thing and you can wash cars and stuff, but the
Okay.
water pressure is low, so you have to go into the sewers to feed Gustav the alligator trash.
Whoa. This is not what I
What?
expected.
Yeah,
Like every gas station has to do.
duh.
No wonder that Shell gas station is always broken with the one at the Walmart always had the broken car wash. No one
Yeah,
was
man.
fucking feeding Gustav.
Yeah, you have to go down, feed Gustav trash, so that he will then move out of the pipe long enough so that you get better water pressure.
Nice.
I guess a follow-up question: is your gas station in Florida?
I think it's like in Arizona or New Mexico.
There's no alligators there.
Are you sure it's not
the
just
only
like
the
a
only
meth head?
indication I've found on it's off of Route 66
Right.
Okay.
because there's a sign that's for Route 66. And whenever I was looking at hiring an employee, there was one that said she doesn't have a lot of experience and all this stuff. It's like honestly, the only reason she wants to work here is because of its how close it is to Area 51.
Oh.
So it's in New Mexico.
I'm guessing somewhere
Or
around
close
there
to
because it's like the gas station's called the Dust Bowl.
it. Right.
And you actually will get there's dust storms can happen. And when those do, it's you have to use this excavator to clear out the piles of dust that happen and form and everything like that. The game is painfully self-aware, which is great. You can just push cars around with a broom that you have,
Oh yeah.
and if you get the broom underneath the car and look up as fast as you can just send it flying.
What
and so
perspective
obviously
does this game take place from? Is it first person?
yeah, it's first person.
Weird. Okay. That's not what I was picturing.
Yeah, so I was playing through it, and obviously there's the normal sim management style of it, where it's you gotta check people out, but I hate having to do that, so I've hired employees just to do that. You have to buy products and stock your shelves. You get a workshop, so you have to buy tires and stuff to fix people's cars when they come through. You gotta buy fuel and keep an eye on that and manage that, and then fuel people's cars up because they apparently can't do it themselves.
I mean,
Um,
maybe you're
Full
actually in New
service.
Jersey where you can't pump your own gas.
I don't know what time period this is set in either,
Oh.
because the cars that are coming through are not modern cars.
Hmm.
My guess is that it's maybe around the 60s or 70s, because the cop cars that come through look like the same style of cop car from fucking the Blues Brothers, and I think that came out in what, the 70s when that movie came out.
70s or 80s?
80s, I think.
80s. So I'm guessing it's somewhere around there, because you've got cars like that, but then you've also got just really run down looking shitbag trucks that come through. So not 100% sure on the time, the time period that it's in, because it's also got an RC car that you can race around for some reason.
Huh.
So it's fairly interesting.
That sounds interesting, actually. That sounds pretty fun.
I mean, yeah, other than that, I've been playing Core Keeper, been playing Conan Exiles with some people, and had a friend that started playing Far Cry 5. So I jumped in and did some co-op with them, which it's a fun game. Of the more recent ones, I think it's probably one of the weaker ones. But
Far Cry 5.
yeah,
I never finished 6, but I think I'm like more than halfway through.
I never started 6 because I wasn't gonna pay $60 for it.
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to now.
Is it on Game Pass?
No,
Is it on sale?
probably.
I mean, it will be at some point this year. So.
I think literally everything's on sale. Today's the last day for like the Ultimate Game Sale on Xbox.
Mm.
So like,
Oh, I've been playing Power Wash Simulator as well.
nice.
There's
That's how
something
you
oddly
get-
satisfying about
Doing menial tasks in a computer work.
I tried playing it on the Xbox, and then I was like, I can't do this. I need a mouse.
I don't know
It
how
was-
you'd play it with a controller. It seems
I-
like
it
it
was
would be
it
fucking
was
awful.
it was not the best experience.
Have
Yeah,
you run into any champions in the digital world that you've been occupying for the last while?
That game just came out. Digimon Survive just came out today.
Oh, that was good timing.
What are
You
you
know that.
surviving?
Dude, I didn't buy it. I'm not gonna pay $60 for it.
Oh, you
It's
can find
for
it. It's a
Digimon.
problem. $60. You probably find it on sale.
It just came out to me.
The Steam sale,
Came
that
out
shit's
last
gonna
year.
get on.
You can probably find it on sale. I don't know where, but you can probably find it on sale.
I'm sure there's a lot of
Piece of
shady
shit.
places you can find it on sale. But yeah, Yeah.
Anyway,
uh,
no, it's a turn-based tactical gameplay with a visual novel. I'm not gonna pay $60 for a visual novel.
I feel like that's from what you described. Like, I feel like somebody's would have to pay me to play through that. 'Cause that just sounds like I would not want to play that. It just sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean, like the combat looked kind of cool because it was like grid-based, turn-based, tactical, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But then, like, literally every other interaction is a visual novel, and I was like, "That just sounds terrible."
so what you're saying is it's XCOM for Digimon.
XCOM doesn't have a visual novel aspect.
Yeah, it'd be better if it was.
Only
It
if
has
you
a
play it right, it
micromanagey
does.
aspect that you have to like, build fucking like research centers and like barracks and the like send people out on air combat and God, we should play XCOM.
Yeah, XCOM's good.
I bought the
we-
second
well,
one.
It's
on
been
Ultimate.
3 hours recording done. Is it time for XCOM? You guys got any more of that XCOM?
I think
didn't,
it was a couple months ago. The XCOM 2, like the deluxe or whatever the fuck edition, was on sale for like $17. So I bought it, and then I made us, and then Cody kept dying,
Hell yeah, I did.
and I kept having to make another Cody.
How many Codys do you want at this point?
I think you're version 3.
I can accept that. Third time's the charm. Let's go. Digital
and it-
champions.
And I wasn't like trying to kill you.
Likely story.
I wasn't-
That's what a murderer would say.
You weren't like holding the line as we retreated or anything.
Yeah, that's not a me move. Let's be honest.
With a sniper rifle.
Well,
It was
that's the problem. You gave the fucking blind guy a sniper rifle.
funny. Your first recruit, the first version 1,
I want to play XCOM.
got promoted, and then it's like random promotion, so he became a sniper. And then the second one also tried to be a sniper and then died. And then the version 3 was whichever one, the heavy. Like
Oh, the guy with like the okay, yeah.
or whichever class that is, specialist, I think.
Something
no,
like that.
I
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
Anyway, but you were still alive.
Maybe I'll start playing XCOM again. I wish like XCOM 1 I think has a multiplayer, but I don't think XCOM 2 does without mods.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like the multiplayer is like you go up against each other.
Yeah, it doesn't
Right.
work as well. So what we need to do is we all need to start a new game of XCOM 2 at the same time. Throw our rosters in and see how many times we all die. That's how that goes.
See what you have to do. What we have to do is we have to like just go over to Cody's and we can just sit around the computer like we used to do and like just control it. It's like, okay, my guy will go there.
So what we need to do instead is one of us live stream it because I ain't got a lot of space right here. Like,
That's plenty of space.
this is my wall. I don't think any of you fit in here.
That's what did we do last time? Didn't we buy like laser pointers so we could be like, just like right around there?
I think we did that, and then we were like, oh, the laser pointer doesn't show up really good on the TV, so we ended up just having to point anyway.
I just need to get like one of those extractable
Just
ones.
Not whacking the screen.
right there.
There. I don't know, Cody. I think you had all those scratches on your monitor beforehand.
You gotta get those like slappy, sticky hands you used to get on like the $25.
Oh hell yeah!
Whap!
Whap. Oi!
Problem is, I don't think any of us are good enough, like
Oh no, we're not.
extras or like hand-eye coordination enough that we would just be slapping you in the back of the head with like, fuck, wait 1 second. Fuck,
damn it.
Sorry about that. I'm not gonna hit you again. I promise.
I'll get it one
Sorry,
of
Cody.
these days.
It just no movements would happen. It might be the
Yeah.
most successful game of XCOM
You know what?
I would have played.
Dean and I would just sit back with a slingshot and a bag of marbles and be like, I want you to put my character hey, there.
Straight to the
crack
monitor.
is.
Actually, where that hit, I'll just go like actually like 2 squares left of that giant crack.
God, XCOM.
Uh,
This might actually make me
XCOM
install
is so
XCOM
good.
again.
You can buy
alright,
another monitor. I'm sure they're on sale.
Before we're completely off the topic of anime,
Yeah.
so I see you got Black Summoner on here.
Yeah.
What is life with an ordinary guy who reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout?
So this is actually what I thought you were
Oh.
talking about when you said something last season was getting dubbed this season. So basically what happens, these two dudes get isekai'd, and the goddess is like, I'll fulfill your like ultimate fantasy or whatever. And one of them gets turned into a chick because he has no luck with chicks. So he's like, I just want to be with a chick. And she doesn't hear the with part. So she's like, okay, I'm going to turn you into a chick. And the other guy's like, I just want to get you home because his friend is drunk and passed out in the street in Tokyo. They get isekai'd, and the whole plot is they're trying to get back to their home world because the goddess got pissed at them for being rude. So they cursed them to fall in love with each other. But they both know he's a dude. So, like, they'll be like, whoa, you're really pretty. And then they'll have, like, screaming moments of, like, oh, my God, you're a dude. It's pretty funny. There's 2 episodes out in the dub. And I think the best way that I can summarize this is the comments from the Crunchyroll comment section in Homosexual, the anime. And it seems...
Homosexual.
Yeah. And it seems Lord Ainz is narrating the show. I'm all in for the dub. So
Hell yeah.
you get Lord Ainz narrating the homosexual anime. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Gotta kiss the homies goodnight.
Yeah.
That's why Cody keeps dying in XCOM. He gets all their enemies, and so they walk by, and he's just like, oh.
I get shot in the face. That's a
Oh, that
great
was an
trick for a
alien.
sniper.
Oops.
The alien just looks so human. I can't.
Quit trying to kiss the snake people, Cody.
Listen. Snake people. God, I know. Listen, thin men, right?
The
They're-
thin men?
Yeah. I think that's what they were in the first game, was the thin men, and then
Yeah,
they turn into the snakes.
Thin men.
Second game,
Thin
there's
men.
like, fuck it, we're snakes.
There's a T on the end of that.
Thin men. Took me way longer than I should have. Yeah, it's funny. I've enjoyed that show a lot.
Okay. So the next one you have here is the daily life of the Immortal King.
This one is a little different. So this is what is referred to, I believe, as a donghua, which is actual Chinese cartoon.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Is this one dubbed or?
It is dubbed.
Okay.
It's come out in Mandarin before, but it's
saw it on
just now getting
Netflix.
its dub.
But it was like in Mandarin.
Yeah.
So like I was like, I'll watch this, and then I was just like, I'm not watching this.
It's actually, I mean, it does have some like weird things to it that I would say unique things maybe, because some of it stands out against like regular anime. Like if you're watching something and then go to this, you're like, oh, that's a little different because it's obvious, it's literally Chinese. It's obviously different. But basically, people in this world have varying spiritual power, magic basically. and the spirit monsters will come attack. The big kaiju. But pretty much everyone in this world fucking sucks at magic. Like, they think they're good, and they're like, yeah. And then a monster attacks, and they're like, fuck, we're terrible. But the Immortal King, I assume, is like born, and he's like a child, and he just kicks this monster to death, basically, because it ruined his noodles. And it cuts to him like going into high school, and the high school's like, okay, we rate you on your magic level. He's like, okay, well, I gotta play it cool, because I don't want people to freak out and be like, holy shit, what is this guy? And it's just kind of him going through breaking everyone else's magic, like just nonchalantly and sometimes inadvertently, and being like, yo, I'm just trying to vibe. It's pretty good. I think it'll have some really cool fights. The visuals, when it has had a fight, look pretty good. So yeah, I'll probably stick with this one. It's enjoyable so far. What do I have next on that list?
Smile Down the Runway.
Hell yeah. So this is like maybe a full year old, maybe a little older. This is it's just the two main characters. One is an aspiring model, one is an aspiring fashion designer. And it's just about them going through, like, starting at the very bottom and kind of working their way up. It kind of reminds me, it's a very like platonic My Dress Up Darling situation, where it's more like professional, where it's not like, yo, here's some fan service. It's like, hey, this model had to get naked because that's what models do at fashion shows, to change out of clothes, and everyone's looking like, just, yeah, this is what happens. It's not like a weird sexual situation. I think it'll be pretty good. I heard good things about it, and I just haven't gotten around to it until now. But I'm only about 3 episodes in, so we'll see.
Okay, and then you've got Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
This show's so fucking stupid.
I believe you, but
yeah,
go on.
It started out real wild and weird, and it is less wild in the second episode, but basically very short summary, I guess. A big biscuit hammer is going to destroy the world for some reason. We don't know why. It doesn't matter. There are some number of fucking magic ring knights or some shit that have to fight these weird looking monsters. And the princess is like, she's not jacked, but she's jacked. Like, she's not drawn with muscles, but she's just like beating the shit out of everybody. And the one knight she has met is pretty useless. So all of this takes place in like modern Japan. Side note, this is not a fantasy setting, just even weirder. But yeah, it's just any kind of wacky quirkiness. This show is it, for better or for worse, because sometimes it's weird and just like, this doesn't make a lot of sense, and other times it's like, okay, that was pretty funny. I'll probably still watch this because now I'm just curious to see what other dumb shit they think up. This is currently getting dubbed. I think it's currently airing as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to keep going back from my notes. Okay, so there are some things that I've watched that are out of order on this list. Go back to my notes here. Okay. So Vinland Saga, we talked about that. I'm watching the Netflix dub because I originally watched the Sentai dub, and just kind of comparing them. They both seem fine. Watched the first 2 episodes of, or I guess the only 2 episodes of the dubbed Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Exams are still pretty crazy. Basically, no magic, but your high school, or this high school, is like, hey, we like some traits, but we're not going to tell you what traits we like about you. And most everyone's kind of a huge asshole. But if you don't do good at what we want you to do good at, then we don't tell you what we want you to do good at, you're going to basically starve because we're not going to give you money. Kind of like a mind-bending thing. It has kind of its weird fan service-y kind of creep moments, but it's only 2 episodes in this season, so it's not as bad as the first so far. But it's probably gonna build up steam for that. I finished Shikamori. We'll talk more about that. I do think it gets stronger as it ends, so look forward to that, I guess. And I'm almost done with Aim Warrior: The Borderlines, which is the like knockoff Gundam show that Sunrise is doing right now. It's pretty good. It's a good mech show. You guys, if anyone's looking for mech, it's pretty serviceable. That's all I've done other than play more Fallout.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of the time was watching Stranger Things, finishing that.
I'll
Actually,
eventually start that.
Yeah, it kind of just hit to a point. I think it was because all of our weeklies were done.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't have any anime to start, and there wasn't anything done. I was like, I want to watch something, and everyone, because I've already complained before about, everyone tells me to watch it, I'm gonna not watch it. But nobody's been telling me to watch it this season, and I've been seeing pictures and clips, and I'm like, I kind of want to watch this season, but I haven't seen any of it, so I had to start from season 1. So we watched it, and I suffer from what I figured I would suffer from. I just don't give a shit about kids. In the first season, they're kids, like they're teenagers in the next few seasons. But like when they started that show, when they filmed the first season, they were like 11 and 12. But it's like, I don't give a shit about the kids. I want to see the monsters.
Yeah.
And so I'd be sitting there. There'd be like long scenes with like the kids talking. I'm just like this. And she looks at me. She's like, "What's wrong?" It's like, I want monsters. That's why I'm watching the show. It's like,
yeah, so
I like
season 1 was
D&D.
real fucking boring for you because that shit
Yeah.
doesn't show up until the end.
I know. I mean, it was kind of cool, but like, I knew the payoff was going to be there.
Yeah.
Because season 4 was really good. Well, monster stuff, and it's like I like, the D&D stuff, and it's not like they're bringing in monsters from D&D, but they're bringing in monsters that are similar to monsters in D&D.
Yeah, because wasn't it just basically like there were monsters and they were like being like, oh, this is like this.
Yeah,
D&D monster.
they just named it because they were talking about the Upside Down. When they first talked about it, it was like, oh, the veil or the plane.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, plane. So they're plane walking, and so then they just called it the Upside Down, and it was a monster. They're like, well, it's like a demigorgon, and then like, I don't know, the mind flayer is not actually a mind flayer. It's like some shadowed beast thing, but it basically acts like a mind flayer. It controls the mind and all that, like it does in D&D. So it's kind of just like, oh, it's similar enough that we're going to call it that. It's like, oh, okay.
That's this one defining characteristic that the other monster has, so
Yeah.
that's what it's called now.
Yeah. Oh, that's like it's a psychic wizard. It's a psychic wizard, and they're like, oh, so it's Vecna. I'm like, Vecna has like one eye and one hand.
Maybe they're like,
I think
okay,
it's
well,
like they got
we'll fix this real quick.
And then in the show, it's like a tentacle, squishy demon looking thing.
Yeah, I mean the '80s, it
It's got
hadn't
both
seen.
hands.
You may be
It's like, now Vecna was like a very powerful like psychic wizard, and then he was betrayed. And like his symbol is the hand with an eye in it.
Yeah, that's a symbol because like there are magic items in the game that are like different hands of Vecna or different parts of them.
Yeah.
Which is just like you could like there's some strong powers along with it, but there's also like some fucking consequences from using
cursed
it.
items.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
so
like,
I
they
think
kept-
the official Forgotten Realms stuff of it
Mhm.
was Vecna was once a human king and a lich. that
Yeah.
ascended into godhood. And he's what's considered the most powerful lich to dwell on that world. Over the years he spent in undeath, he became maligned across the multiverse, which was considered the scourge of all civilization.
Got betrayed by his redhead man. But anyway, because they kept saying Vecna in the, like, whenever they were advertising and people were talking about season 4. I was like, the fuck? I want to see Vecna. But
And maybe you will in the new D&D movie.
yeah, and I was just thinking about the D&D. I just watched the trailer for it because
I didn't watch the trailer.
I was watching all the trailers from Comic-Con or whatever it was, and that one came on. I'm not going to go to the theater to see it, but I will watch it when it comes out. It seems like honestly, it feels like it's like Guardians of the Galaxy storyline wise, because he's like, we were supposed to steal something for somebody and we did, but it was for the wrong person and it was a very powerful thing, and now they're going to destroy the world and we got to steal it back, something like that. But
Great. So
I mean,
none of them have any insight.
No. Yeah, exactly.
There's no cleric in that party.
No.
Nobody with any wisdom.
Chris Pine is the main character and he's a bard.
Okay. Whatever.
It's supposed to yeah. I was like, oh, it may be like a fun little movie to watch. I probably
A
won't.
human bard. That sounds
A
boring.
human bard, a human paladin, an elf druid, I think, because she shapeshift.
So like
She shapeshifted
Which
into
elf?
an owl
Like-
bear. Yeah.
Don't-
That's not a skill.
you can was it like transform?
Right.
But I don't think that's one of your like shapeshifts that
An owl bear?
druids can do.
No, I don't think so. But she did it.
And is it a lot of times druids you get like drow elves? Is it just regular high elf,
Looks like-
wood elf,
Look like a regular elf to me.
elden elf?
An Elden. Red
Which
hair, pointy ears.
Depends on
Pale
on
skin.
what season, because it's like they've got different like characteristics and stuff depending on if they're like a summer, winter, fall,
Right.
spring.
Something tells me they're not
Elf.
going to delve into it.
Probably not. Which I
They're
don't
just gonna
blame them.
say, they're just going to say, I'm an elf. I'm like, well, that's a broad
I think
term.
they tried to allude to, like, one of them might be a tiefling, right?
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's who it is. Because I think there's just 4 party members.
There's one that I thought that was supposed to have like horns.
I think it's their barbarian.
I have to pull up the
I thought she was a dwarf. I didn't see the horns.
D&D movie trailer. Oh, I think that druid.
Is
I'm
it the
guessing
druid?
it's the druid with the red hair.
Oh, yeah. It's a tiefling.
I don't know. I assume that
That's
just because of
tiefling.
horns.
Tiefling's got pointy ears. I don't know. All I really saw was the owlbear, and I'm like, oh, that's an owlbear.
I think canonically, like, tieflings can look very different depending. Like,
Hmm.
their different characters just can change. Let's see. I don't want to watch the trailer. Can I just get information without having to watch the trailer?
Just look at screen caps, like Google screen caps or something like that.
So, what do you have? A bard, a paladin, a druid, a rogue, a sorcerer, and a barbarian.
Mhm.
I'm just pulling up the cast list. I got IMDb just and see what it says that their corresponding characters are. Apparently, Hugh Grant is the rogue.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Say, I'd be interested to watch it, but I don't want to pay money to go see it.
Yeah, I get that.
Is there going to be any kinkus in there?
I don't know. The only other things other than those 6 people is civilian, Thaian mom, wood elf prisoner, Ishiara, and Tabaxi mother.
Oh, at least it's gonna be a tabaxi.
That's the only thing else that it's listing here.
Interesting. I think the other trailer I saw was the Black Adam trailer. It's got Dr. Fate in it.
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan, bitch.
Pierce Brosnan. Fucking James
Is Dr.
Bond.
Fate or
It's Dr. Fate.
or is was it Clark? What something Clark, right? It's the guy's
Yeah,
first name.
He's gonna be Dr. Fate.
Yeah, but what's the guy's name who dons the helmet?
Oh, like the actual person's. I don't fucking remember. It's something, but yeah, it's Pierce Brosnan now. It doesn't.
Dr. Fate. Kent Nelson. That was his.
I thought you said Clark. I thought it was like Clark Kent. Wait a minute.
No,
that's
just like
where-
his
that's
name
where it
is
got mixed
backwards.
up.
It's Kent Clark. Had to throw everyone.
Pretty
off.
sure it's Kent Nelson is the person who.
Kent Nelson, yeah. Clark Kent, Dr. Fate. He moonlights as Dr. Fate.
Because the being inside the helmet is Nabu, right?
Yeah.
Is the Lord of Order, and then it's the Helmet of Fate is what houses it. And whenever I think originally whenever Kent Nelson dons the Helmet of Fate, it combines, and so like it's Nabu who becomes Dr. Fate.
Oh yeah.
Super weird.
Dr. Fate, he exists. He's gonna be in probably a fairly mid movie.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
Shazam movie got a trailer too, the second one.
yeah,
Well, you know
I'm
that
not really excited.
Dr.
about that
Fate's gonna be in that movie with Ice-T, right?
one. Go on.
Dr. Fate, because Nabu is the Lord of Order, so they're gonna have the Lord of Law and Order.
God damn it!
I was waiting
I knew
for
there
it.
was some dumb joke coming out of this.
My fucking wheels were turning. Trying to figure out where he was gonna take it. God damn it.
I just knew it. I couldn't see the connection.
You're
but I
gonna
knew
tell
it
me
was-
you wouldn't love to see fucking Ice-T and Dr. Fate walking around New York investigating crimes?
Now see
It's funny for like the past month, like when we were like going to bed, we'd go to the bedroom, she would turn on Law and Order. So we've been watching just like seasons of Law and Order every night. Lots of Ice-T.
Yeah.
I think other than that, I beat Final Fantasy 15. I tried to play it 3 different times in the past 6 years. And then I think I bought it 2 weeks ago when it went on sale. I was like, I'm determined to beat it, and I beat it last night.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Trying to think what
The
else.
She-Hulk got a trailer. You want to see that?
That looks fucking awful. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still gonna watch it, but like, bruh, the CGs is not looking good.
She still looks very thin.
Yeah, I mean,
She looks very small. Like, I know She-Hulk's not like giant, but
yeah, she definitely doesn't like.
she's a
Hulk
lot.
out,
She's
but-
a lot bigger than what's in the show.
Yeah, I think we'll probably like it. If it wasn't for the fact that it comes out in like 3 weeks, I'd be like,
Yeah.
maybe what we're seeing isn't like finished CG, but I kind of get the vibe it is now. I mean, yeah, it'll probably be fine. I I think it'll probably be maybe the worst of the Marvel stuff so far, which is not terrible. Like, it's better than a lot of other things, but I just don't think it's gonna hold up.
Honestly, I think all it really is a ship to bring Daredevil back.
Wait, is he even gonna be in it though? I know they're both lawyers, but
He showed up at the end of the trailer.
oh shit.
Oh.
That's
In
why I
costume.
keep seeing people talk about his stupid fucking yellow costume. Okay. I've been so
Yeah.
confused. I mean,
They're using the yellow costume?
No, it was red.
I think what this makes more sense now. So they I don't know why they had to confirm this, but the something from San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel was like, we're making a Daredevil series for Disney Plus, and he's gonna use the yellow suit, and they showed like a weird concept image, and I was like, oh, that's fine, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. Looked fine, but I just didn't go look for it because I was like, I don't, it'll come out, I don't care. But I was like, oh, he was in Spider-Man, he'll get his own series, and we're not gonna see him for a while. But I guess if he's gonna be, that's gonna be so weird. I wonder if he's gonna be in it a lot, or if he's just like gonna show up at the end and be like, I'm Daredevil.
Oh, it's like
You dare to be a devil.
Because it showed the trailer and then it said She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, which is and then he does a flip over her. He's in it's red and gold, but it's a red suit.
Interesting. I mean, it's
He's got
different
some-
from
he's
his.
got He's got some bracers on.
When are they gonna have Michael Keaton come in and be Birdman Attorney at Law?
I mean, if they don't release that Flash movie, he's gonna have to do something.
The Shazam Hawkman showed up to get fucking his shit pushed in. So that tracks for DC.
Was that in Shazam or Black Adam?
Or Black Adam.
Okay, I was like,
They-
Oh.
I watched the Shazam trailer. I didn't see fucking
It's like-
Hawkman.
Yeah, Hawkman showed up just to get his ass kicked by Black Adam. I said, oh,
That's fitting.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fitting.
It's like, okay,
Hawkman getting his ass kicked.
this is for par. This is on course.
Every time I watch Justice League animated.
Hawkman getting his ass kicked since 1942 or whatever. I don't know when Hawkman was introduced. Yeah, She-Hulk not looking strong.
Remake Green Lantern.
I feel like at this point, WB's like, dude, we can't do anything else. Like, we just got to do weird, serious, gritty reboots. That's all we can do now. Because after this whole Flash debacle, I don't think they're going to be like, we ain't bringing none of you motherfuckers back. Or anything.
Life was gone crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Flash went crazy. Ben Affleck, went into rehab because of being Batman. And then dropped his own... Yeah, he, shortly after, I think... BVS came out, he went to rehab, and it was like, yeah, being Batman's kind of miserable, which is why he didn't want to do any more of it. But just like with our boy Daniel Craig, they keep throwing money at him, so he keeps doing it. But I mean, I think he's pretty much done. I think he was filming stuff for the Flash movie or something else, but I think that's the last he's gonna do. And Henry Cavill's probably not gonna be doing anything for at least another year or two, because Netflix has him
Witcher.
yeah, well, it wouldn't be a big deal if that was a normal ass contract, but it's not. Netflix owns the likeness of Henry Cavill for the next 2 years or something.
Oh, fuck?
Yeah, he said in an interview him and his agent missed it, and they're like, well, shit, well, at least this is good pay, I guess. But
So he basically can't do anything else.
yeah, that's why he's not really been in anything for the last couple of years but The Witcher.
Unless he wears a mask.
Yeah, if they don't see his face or voiceover, hell yeah. But
Yeah,
his
just
likeness,
Get on that cartoons.
yeah. So I guess that's why he's been spending so much time doing Warhammer shit, because he's got the
Building
free
more of his
time.
army.
Yeah.
I like him as Geralt, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's a good show.
Yeah, I think that he's probably one of the best people for in terms of a casting thing. I can't really think of any other.
Yeah, he's
Thing.
solid in it.
Yeah, he's killing it. I'm trying to think what else.
The god awful looking Lord of the Rings show.
I don't. None of us are.
I didn't watch
that. Yeah.
I think that's most of
that
what we have. We've already gone through
Yeah,
our
we went through
anime
our
stuff,
anime.
and then
Just kind of rambled.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Immediately as soon as we're done filming, I'm 100% gonna start downloading XCOM 2 again.
yeah.
I thought about doing it now, but I was like, oh shit, I don't want like OBS and Steam trying to like write at the same disk and fuck something up. That bitch is 71 gigs. How's that game that big?
XCOM 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, XCOM 1 is 10 gigs, but I gotta get the mods for XCOM 2. I gotta put stormtroopers and shit in it. How else am I gonna throw random people in there?
Did you see that
broken that.
Holly finally sent us her best boys list?
Oh shit, no, did she?
Yeah, she sent. I think she said she's gonna try and send it to me and you, but I guess I just got it.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't checked like Twitter or anything.
Yeah.
In a hot second. So, what are her top 5 best boys then?
Well, I asked her. I don't know if they're in sequential order
Oh, okay.
or if it's just a list. So I'll go from the bottom.
Okay.
I have not seen this. It's Junju Romantica. So, Akihiko. This is. It won't fucking.
It looks like a very anime boy.
It's a gray hair anime boy. But anyway,
Oh,
on
there
from
we go.
that is Hal Jenkins' Pendragon from Hal's Moving Castle. That is a good boy. I like Hal's Moving Castle. I like Hal. God, such a good movie. Really
So is
good.
this somebody's
soundtrack,
just
too.
like what top 5
Best
anime
boys.
people?
We've been doing it since we started.
Yeah, this is the Holly's
about
like
it.
the one person that we can consistently count on to watch the podcast. So.
She watches all the
Oh.
live streams.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
But we are too. So she kept joining with the live, like every episode on YouTube. So we kept telling her, I was like, well, you can make a list and we'll talk about it. And it's been weeks. She finally made one. But yeah, the soundtrack
That was
for
super
Hal's
solid
Moving
though.
Castle. I always end up every time I'm on TikTok and I come across a piano thing, I go to the page because eventually they'll have one where they did the Hal's theme on the piano, and I'll find it and watch it.
I'm gonna out myself. I don't think I've ever watched an actual Ghibli movie.
Really?
Zero.
Interesting.
Zero
Wow.
for zero.
Explains a
That's-
lot about you though.
Yeah. We were I can't remember what it was. We were about to go to sleep last night, and it was out myself again. I'm gonna be a traitor in my generation at this point. Taylor was talking about the Princess Bride. She's like, "Oh, have you ever seen that?" I was like, "No." I'm gonna out myself really hard here. I've never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas either. And she's like, "Are you fucking serious?" I was
I
like,
don't think I've seen Seve judge you that hard before.
"Yeah." I mean, every time people bring it up, I'm just like, "Oh yeah," and then I just skate by the conversation because I'm like, it's almost the thing that like I feel like I know enough about it by osmosis that I just don't need to watch it at this point.
Okay, so like
I'm a generational traitor at this point. I've seen all of the worst Tim Burton things. Sweeney Todd saw it. The Batmans,
That's good.
I like those, but I saw them. He's not known for those. I've seen like 60% of Edward Scissorhands. He's done a bunch of other things that I've not watched either, but
You haven't seen any Ghibli movies or
zero.
or Princess Bride
Or Nightmare Before Christmas or Frankenweenie.
or not Frankenweenie.
Yeah.
That's the one you gotta start with.
Yeah, I got I went through his IMDb list because I was like, what else has he done? I've not seen a lot of it, and there's some weird stuff. I forgot he did Mars Attacks.
You've never seen Mars Attacks?
No, I've seen most of that,
Oh, okay.
but that just does not feel like a Tim Burton movie because it's like in the sun and in the desert. And I'm like,
Yeah, but everything else is fucking
not
weird.
dark and gloomy.
yeah, it's like, where's the goths? I don't see any goths here. Why aren't the aliens goths? Come on, Tim
They
Burton.
were goths.
Yeah, Cody's like that can't be Tim Burton.
There's
It's
no
not
goths.
and there's no Johnny Depp.
Dude, there's no Helena Bonham Carter either. Maybe they weren't married at that point. I don't know. It was 96. That was a long time ago.
I don't know. They're not married now.
Yeah.
uh, she also wrote pros and cons on each character.
Okay.
So the pros on Hal is adorable, great hair,
Yep.
magical.
That helps.
The cons has got some wild personal demons.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I can't say that they're wrong.
Is one of the pros it's free real estate? Because
Free real estate.
I assume his castle is real estate, and he owns it.
Technically.
And it flies, so you don't have to pay property
well,
tax. So
I don't.
get fucked, government.
Would you consider an RV real estate?
It's like RV.
Oh, yeah. Guess it's more of an asset than real estate.
Yeah.
Why
But
are we
it
not
doesn't sound
fighting?
so great if it's called like Hal's mobile home.
Hal's mobile.
Hal's flying RV. Hal's flying camper home.
I tell you what, Sophie, you just gotta believe in yourself, goddammit.
It's Hal's fight against the lot lizards.
Yeah. For that one, the flame in the furnace is played by Billy Bob Crystal.
Did
It's just one of the shitty grills that you get. It's a coal fire.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's just a George Foreman grill not plugged into anything, and it's just talking as it opens.
One of those
its
camping flames that they get just to put under to like heat up things.
It's just a tea candle. That's all it is.
Oh god.
It's just a Bic lighter. It just has to keep flipping.
Keep flicking it.
Our next one's from Orange. I've never seen it.
I think I've heard of Orange, but I don't think I've ever watched him.
I can't focus anything. I don't know why I'm even bothered doing that.
I don't know why I just typed Orange and assumed that the anime would come up. That makes more sense.
Did you get a lot of orange things?
I got the color orange, a bunch of orange tiles. I got the fruit orange, and no anime, so I had to type in anime after.
Like that time I was
Orange.
drunk out of town, and I tried to just type in sandwich into Google.
Is that when you were in San Antonio?
Yeah. That's when I woke up the next day and was like, what's a Sam ditch, and why did I try and search for it at 2 a.m?
Sam Ditch.
But that guy's name is Kakuro Naruse.
Naruto.
Oh. He's caring and empathetic. His cons is he's a hothead.
Hot-blooded anime protagonist. Let's go.
I think she likes the hotheads because her next one is Sanosuke from Rurouni Kenshin.
That's a good one.
And his pros, he's cute as fuck and a total badass. And his cons is he's definitely a hothead. I like Sanosuke.
I should
would
keep
say
putting hothead in the con section, but
another con is the fact that he has a giant fucking sword that nobody else can ever wield, and like after he gets beat, he's just like, I'm never touching that sword again. Like, no, like fucking use that sword, dude.
they're not done.
He's like, it's either like I'm gonna use the biggest sword that nobody else can fucking wield because I'm
Big
so
fuck up
goddamn
sword.
strong, or I'm just gonna punch the shit out of people. No in between. You want me to use something else? No, fuck you. It's
0 to
fucking
100 real
sword
quick.
or punch.
It's sword or punch or nothing.
Punch.
Yeah, he's like, nah, fuck Nerf. It's giant Buster Sword or nothing.
Good time. Punch.
Our next one after that is Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Pros,
Which one though? Like
that
from
Kimura?
Rurouni Kenshin or back when it was like a
Batosai the Manslayer.
the Manslayer? Because
Yeah, Holly, you need to
the movie
specify.
first. They did the movies first, which is basically like whenever he gets his scar and stuff.
Yeah. It was like when he was a murderer or when he was
Not a murderer.
trying to
Well,
not
less of a murderer.
and he whacked people with the back end of his sword.
He
It
went
was a
from
reverse
murder
blade
to
sword.
Oh, reverse
assault.
blade. That's right.
Yeah.
He didn't have to turn the blade. If he turned the blade around, he would have fucking just murdered people.
And he would people just like, would y'all fucking quit?
No. Fuck you.
God, Jesus.
They do what they want.
Pros, great hair, loyal, dexterous. Cons, savior complex to the max, romantically clueless.
Yeah, that
Hell yeah.
that does track for him.
Anime protagonists, let's go. Hell yeah.
The other one, or her top one, I think Kenshin's probably her top one, because I know she says she really likes that show, is Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop.
Hard to go wrong there. He's a smooth
Um,
motherfucker.
From the beeping and bopping of the Cowboys.
He beeped that boop cowboy.
He beeps and bops.
He does.
He's pros are adorable and scrappy, and the cons is fugitive work for living.
I mean, he's
It's not really like a
he's a bounty hunter.
fugitive. I mean, I guess technically the syndicate wants him dead, but it's not illegal. Like, he's not getting arrested.
Oh yeah, the syndicate, you know, the illegal people want him dead.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are doing the illegal shady stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that would makes him a bad dude.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he was bad at one point, but not
To
anymore.
be fair, I also still need to finish it.
Yeah. But like I said, why watch the critically acclaimed anime when you can watch John Cho?
You know, one day, Cody, I'm just gonna drive down there so I can slap you.
I was gonna have to start thinking of things
Goes
I have.
to the door. It's like, oh,
watched.
hey, Seve, what's going on? I'm just like, I just need to see Cody like real fast, and you just show a big old slap. I'm like, that's all I needed.
All right, bye.
I'll see you in another year.
Save it for the wedding.
I'm gonna forget about it by then and just walk in and be like, oh hey, wow. And I'll be like, oh yeah. It comes back to this moment. Months ago.
Yes, I will totally remember that.
Yeah, say none of us are gonna remember that shit.
As long as you remember the wedding.
Yeah, you haven't told me when that's supposed to be either.
Oh yeah, we were silent.
I have an invitation.
That doesn't do me a lot of good if you have the invitation.
I haven't bought any stamps.
I mean, you know where his house is. Just like drive and put
I
it in
know.
his mailbox. That's not
That's illegal.
No, it's not.
It's
It's not if no one sees you do it. What is USPS gonna stroll up and be like, yo?
I haven't handed any of them out. Well, it's the RSVPs, and I think the RSVPs is stupid because we're not having like plates, like we're not ordering food, like people don't have to pay by the plate. So it's like for the RSVP, either you show the fuck up or you don't. Like, I don't need you to tell me that you're coming. Either you show or you don't.
Okay, we're gonna leave you in suspense and not tell you whether we're coming or not.
Okay, the both of you have to come.
I mean, Sevi's under no legal. Well, I guess technically, if he officiates, he's under not legal obligation, more obligation. But
Morally,
not legally though. USPS ain't gonna stroll up to your house and be like, "Why aren't you officiating this wedding?"
yeah.
That's what USPS does now. To the wedding.
I'm just gonna be like,
officiating
do you have a
agency.
package with you? I'm expecting something.
Oh, you're not Amazon. Okay, close door. But yeah. So we've got Holly's best boys, at
Those
least
Holly's
some of
best
them.
boys.
So,
It's the ones she put part 1 question mark.
oh, so maybe we'll get more, and hopefully I'll have heard of more of those. All right, to be fair, I did pretty good on this one. I think I got like
I think
3
it's
out of
just-
5 or 4,
Just that first one we didn't know
4
about.
out of 6. Yeah.
Her honorable mention, because apparently he is an author.
Oh, okay.
You know, she
Yeah.
likes them books.
I haven't heard of that guy and orange guy, but everyone else I'm at least aware of, if not have actually seen. So
Yeah, I'm not aware of those two, but yeah, I know
Yeah.
I know the Ghibli stuff, and I know Rurouni Kenshin.
Ghibli. So what you're saying is for my bachelor party, we just need to make Cody watch Howl's Moving Castle.
I mean, I've got it on Blu-ray.
Listen, he lives in a
Cody, I'm pretty sure
castle.
it's on HBO too.
It
Cody.
moves.
Yeah.
That's all
We
I
could throw
need
in
to
some
know.
Princess Mononoke in there with it.
She's a princess. I think there's a guy in like a wolf thing. I can't remember. Listen, I've seen pictures. It's fine. I don't need
Is this
to.
how you guys feel whenever I explain Gundam stuff?
I guess this is probably a very cultural experience for you for the reverse.
Except I think a lot of the time I'm pretty close on accuracy.
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's a dude, there's a chick, she's a princess, she has like a knife, she almost stabs him. I know Kiki delivers stuff. She has a service that delivers packages. I know someone lives next to a person named Totoro.
Dear God.
I mean, I guess to be fair, I haven't watched My Neighbor Totoro either.
Hell yeah.
I haven't seen all of like the Ghibli films.
No, I was just trying to think of the ones I can remember off the top of my head. I feel like there's more, but it isn't. I know people get spirited away at one point.
If you watch those like Grave of the Fireflies, that's regarded as one of the most like lighthearted, fun ones you can watch.
There's fireflies.
Yep,
Yeah, there sure is.
There we
City does the song for it.
Oh, cool, great. Love Owl City. It's the best OP out here. God damn it.
I am gonna watch Made in the Abyss this week probably. I'm gonna start that.
I heard somebody talking about that one.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of people say the second
Um,
season's terrible, but
A lot of
maybe
people
it's the
said like
third
the first season is like. Somebody said like like for a show like it has like some of the most like fucked up visuals.
Yeah, that's why I want to watch it.
fuck me up.
Because they're like, I like this stuff where it's like, oh, it looks like a kid's show, and then it's like, nope, pretty fucked up.
Man. fucked up.
Eventually, I'll get to watching. Was it Tomodachi game? Tomodachi game?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've seen pictures for that.
Yeah, it's like I want to
Oh,
watch it.
Tamagotchi. Get it together, Dean.
Jesus.
It's like I know, like I want to watch it. I know I'll probably enjoy it, but I have to be in the mood for, like, it's like what Saw, kind of like that. It's like Death Games or
No, I
something
don't
like
know. I have no
I like
idea what you're
Saw.
talking about.
that. Tomodachi. I don't know. It's on Crunchyroll. I think it's like Death Game. Gotta survive like that.
God.
Yeah, I definitely get those. Sometimes there's just like there's certain
Maybe
things
the
where I'd
mood.
like to watch them, but I'm just like I
Yeah.
am not in the mood for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things.
So
it's like
I can't.
I still haven't finished High Rise Elevation or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah. I
And
know
I've
what you're
been
talking
really
about.
wanting to watch that, and I watched like 2 episodes, and I'm like, I'm just not in the mood for it. There's a couple others that came out last year that I want to watch too.
Let's see.
It's got to strike me at the right moment.
Gotta do it. It's gotta just come out when Dean's ready to watch things.
When my body is ready.
There's that oh god, I'm gonna butcher this. Maruko-chan? It's that like chick gets followed around by ghosts that only she can see and they're all fucked up looking, but she just ignores them.
Yeah.
The
She
Sixth
started
Sense.
watching that.
Yes. Bruce Willis looks awful in that movie.
Oh yeah.
She dropped it, but like I was watching it from like my computer, and I was like, "What's happening?" And then like I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's a strong concept for like 4 or 5 episodes, and then it's like,
Yeah,
how long can you ignore these ghosts?
'cause it's like they won't react to you if you ignore them.
And they're just like, fuck that ghost. I'm not.
I feel like that's an issue I think with a lot of anime. And I feel like that's why we start getting some of these like just bland generic tropes after a while.
We just depend
And
on
why
how the
things
issue
also
is.
just go politically after a little bit is because like, oh, here's a fun, interesting take on an anime. It's like, all right, cool. But after a few episodes, it's just like
Hmm.
that was kind of all we had.
Yeah.
We don't really know what to do now, so now we're just gonna go,
Each episode.
yeah. The beach episodes when they've run out of ideas.
Yeah, that's why beach episodes like between 7 and 9.
They're like, we need a break.
We're like, okay, everyone's going to the beach. We're done. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like everybody's going to the beach. This will give us a time to figure out like what actually is gonna happen and what's going on with the series. So I feel like they're just like, honestly, we didn't think we'd get this far.
We're surprised. Oh, do that.
Like I still have. What was that? High School of the Gods. I never finished that one. Or Records of Ragnarok. I never
High
finished
School
that
of the
one.
Gods, is that the fighting tournament one?
Yeah.
The God of
It was-
High School
Oh,
something.
High School.
Yeah, because
Oh, nice.
that
I did watch that one.
I didn't finish it.
there was
I
that
finished it off. It was good.
Tower of
Records of-
God, and then another one.
Records of Ragnarok.
I
that
haven't
were-
seen any of that Tower of God one.
Ah, fuck. I'm trying to remember what. It's gonna bother me what this was, but they were all like really prominent webtoons, like Korean manga, basically, and they all got Crunchyroll originals, and they all didn't get a second season, which sucks because Tony Kawa was also a fucking Crunchyroll original, and I really liked that, and it didn't get a second season either. Really sad.
Did I tell you the time I got?
Reincarnated?
I had heard about a webtoon that seemed interesting, but I couldn't really remember the name of it, and so I just kind of searched for it and thought it was one, and then got super far into it, only to realize like I was reading the wrong thing.
No, but that sounds right.
So it was like a Korean like webtoon, and it was called like The Gamer was what it was called.
Mm.
And basically like this dude sees something one day, and then like gains the power of like being in a game almost. So he's like got stats he can level up, and he can like gains experience. And I saw some stuff. I'm like, oh, this seems pretty interesting, because I saw like a clip from later on, like a little like screen grab, and I saw it's like, oh, it's from this. I'm like, I should check that out. And so eventually I went and did it, but I couldn't remember what it was called. So I was kind of looking through like the list of webtoons, and one came up as like, oh, Let's Play. That sounds like that's it. So like I started reading it. It's like a rom-com thing, like a slice of life romance webtoon, and like I got like 40 issues in before I'm just like, when does the other stuff happen? Until I finally was just like, I gotta go figure this out. It's like I finally found like the post that was talking about it. I'm like, oh, I'm not reading the right thing. I'm reading something completely different.
That's about right. I'm trying to think of. I think the next big one that's getting an anime is Solo Leveling. I've heard a bunch of people say it's really good.
Every time I'm reading Overlord, the light novel, it's the immediate thing that's recommended.
Yeah,
Is Solo Leveling.
I can't remember who it was. It might have been on Trash Taste. I can't remember though. Someone was like, "Yeah, it gets really good," and then they just don't know how to end it, so they just don't end it very well. But yeah, I mean, like webtoons are still, at least like in terms of access to like the West, it's still pretty new. But there have been a few that have been like pretty entertaining, and it works really well on a phone when you're trying to read it because it's like formatted for it. Yeah. I like it does make me really interested to see things either adapted from webtoons or donghua stuff that's like, this is anime but different. Like it's got a little bit of different spice to it. Because I think Click Link or something like that was another one that I think it's like Gigik or Mother's Basement or something like raved about. That was also like a donghua that took a while. I don't even know if it is dubbed yet, but they said it was a really interesting take on like time travel and stuff. So
I like how it's just like, it's basically just like, it's like, you know that one anime that you love? And it's like, yeah, the creators of this watched that anime.
it's like they were almost inspired by it. It's like they know.
I did watch like 8 episodes of was it the Crooks? Bad Crooks?
Super Crooks.
Super Crooks. It was pretty good.
I think I kind of had watched one episode in passing almost, where it's like I wasn't paying attention to it. I was just like getting little bits here and there.
Right. Was it when he
There's
was
like
a
a pool
kid?
full of people die at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. And I
So-
started it, and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on? Do I need to watch
So-
this?"
So he's like, it's obviously, world of superheroes, all that stuff. And he's like a teenager, he's like in high school, and he's in his room, and like he's fighting with his mom or something like that. And like somehow he figures out that he blooms or whatever, like his powers start to surface, and he can control electricity because he kept turning the light off. And so he's like training and trying to enhance his powers, and so he can control electricity, and he can like shoot out electricity. And so him and his best friend were like trying to do like a stereotypical like, oh, I'm a hero now, like I'm gonna make a costume, I'm gonna think of a name and stuff like that. And then he finally was gonna do his debut, and it was like, so he was like flying, he was like over the community pool, and then he was like giving his speech. He was like giving his speech, and then like one of the bullies is like, "Hey, I know you. You're like whatever his name is." He's like, "You're in my class. You're in my history class." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And then like I guess he loses focus and falls in the pool, and he just electrocutes everybody, and it gets like ridiculous because like he electrocutes everybody, and then like people start running out, and then they cause like a pile up, and then like one car goes this way, and then it makes a semi truck turn this way and hit a gas station, and then it explodes, and then there's just shit falling everywhere. Just, I was like, this is an insane like reaction,
This is not what I expected.
and nobody knew it was him because
Except for
everyone that's
the dead kid
except for the dead kids.
that was in the fucking pool.
Yeah. And so he was just sitting there, and his friend was trying to console him because he was like, "It's not my fault." And then like he like he puts his hand on the wall, and it's near an ATM, and it shoots money out, and he's like, "Oh shit, I can get rich using my powers." He's like, "It was my fault. I did do it."
I just became a villain.
And he becomes like he doesn't become like a violent villain, because I think he gets arrested for like larceny and shit. But it's all right.
It's all
So
right.
you just committing non-violent crimes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he went to prison for like 8 months.
I can get behind it.
It's pretty
But
cool.
you
And
didn't finish watching it?
yeah, oh, I forgot what else I was doing. I watched like 8 episodes in a row. It's a pretty
Oh.
good stretch. And they're doing like one really big heist,
Mm.
and so they gather up a bunch of under like not well-known criminals.
So what you're
Cool.
saying is it's Ocean's 11 but anime.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. We've recorded way too long.
Yeah, we ran the
Yeah.
last half hour.
We
Uh,
have not talked about anything.
No, we haven't. We've said nothing
We
of
should just stop
substance.
this recording.